Hi there guys, I'm Nikhil from GreedyTech, and in this video, I'll be showing you all the best features of the Xiaomi's Mi 11 Ultra Part 1. By the way, I'll also be posting a dedicated video for the tips and tricks section where I'll be talking about many things which I won't be covering in this video. So definitely check out that video as well, link will be in the description. Now with that said, the most highlighting feature about this phone would definitely be its performance. This phone sports a Snapdragon 888 processor with Adreno 660 GPU, with 12GB of LPDDR5 RAM and 256GB of UFS 3.1 storage. These are the benchmark scores. It also has a 3-phase cooling system for better thermals and a lot more to do with gaming. Next best thing about this phone would definitely be its display. This phone comes with a 6.81-inch AMOLED display with quad curves with WQHD plus resolution with 120Hz refresh rate with a peak brightness of 1700 nits. It's definitely one of the best looking displays out there, and one of the few displays that actually have quad curves. With that said, this is a closer look up at its curves. Now the next best thing about this phone would be its secondary display on the back. Unlike many other phones, this phone actually has a secondary display on the back. It's a 1.1-inch AMOLED touch display, which can give you some basic information, and you can also do some basic tasks like answering calls or just checking the time and date. Next, this phone also has a pretty impressive haptic engine. Well, most phones usually have an average haptic engine, but this phone has a pretty good one and the haptic feedback is really good. You really have to experience it personally to appreciate it. We can also change the haptic feedback intensity from these settings. Next, this phone comes with dual stereo speakers, sound by HARMAN KARDON, and they sound pretty good. Here's a quick audio preview. Next, this phone supports fast charging up to 67 watts and comes with a 55-watt charger inside the box. Charging speeds are pretty impressive. You can completely charge your phone from 0 to 100% in just about 30 minutes. Next, this phone also has the wireless charging feature, and with that said, here's a quick preview. We also have the reverse wireless charging feature, and when you're using this reverse wireless charging feature, maximum output is at 10 watts. Going on next, this phone also comes with some pretty impressive cameras. On the rear, this phone has a 50 megapixel primary camera with f1.95 aperture with optical image stabilization. For selfies, we get a 20 megapixel camera. These are some sample shots. Next, this phone also has a pretty fast in-display fingerprint scanner. It almost instantaneously unlocks the phone, and here's a quick preview. Next, we also have the face unlock feature, and it also works pretty well. In good lighting conditions and even in low lighting conditions, it is super fast. It almost unlocks the phone in less than a second. In complete darkness, it's still fast, but takes about a second or two. Next, this phone also comes with a pretty impressive wide-angle camera. It has a 48 megapixel ultra-wide-angle camera with 128-degree field of view with Sony IMX586 sensor. These are some sample shots. Next, this one also comes with a 48 megapixel camera with periscope telephoto lens, with optical image stabilization and with Sony IMX586 sensor. It gives us 5x optical zoom, 10x hybrid zoom, and a maximum of 120x zoom. These are some sample shots. By the way, sensors used on the wide-angle camera and the periscope lens are the same. Now the next best thing about this phone would be the dark mode. Now you can enable this feature from display settings, and once you turn it on, all the UI elements change to the dark mode theme, and now the UI looks much more cooler. Now this dark mode helps you save some battery and strains your eyes less if you're using your phone late at night. Next we have always on display. Now this is a feature which always displays you time and date information whenever you lock your phone. By default it's not turned on, but you can enable it from the display settings. You can also change the clock style and the background. You can also schedule it to turn on and turn off automatically at a specific time to save a little more battery. Next, we can also hide the notch on this phone. For some reason, if you don't like this particular notch or cutout, you can hide it using this feature. Next, we have a new feature called Clear Speaker, which will just clean up the speakers. Once you just turn it on, your phone will play an audio for 30 seconds to clear out the dust or water clogs. Going on next, we have a brand new automation feature that allows us to change the phone volume depending upon the application. You can do all that from here. Now going on next, this phone also has a dedicated night mode. It does take some better pictures when you compare it to the auto mode, but still, results are nowhere as good as a Pixel phone. By the way, you can still use the Google's camera application to take better pictures in low lighting conditions. Next we have Palm Shutter. Now this is a new feature added with the latest version of MIUI, and it's also available on all of the phones. Once you enable this feature, you can just show your palm to your front camera to take a selfie. Next we have Beauty FX. Now this is a new feature that can literally change the way you look. It gives you various options to change your physical appearance, add makeup effects, and even add filters as well. Next we have Beautify for video, which can make you look a bit more beautiful even while recording a video. Next we have Panorama Selfie mode. On other phones it's also called as Wider Selfie, where you can just take a picture and twist your phone left and right to take a wider selfie or a panorama selfie. When done right, it does look pretty good. Now going on next, we can also change the blur intensity in a portrait shot. On previous Redmi and Xiaomi phones, we were just able to take portrait shots. But now on this phone, we can change the amount of background blur effect we want before taking a picture. And surprisingly, we can do it for both the front and rear cameras. Now coming back to the rear display, we have just a single user interface. You can just double tap on the rear display to check out the time and date information. Now if you go to the settings, you can change all the rear display related settings. You can enable or disable the rear view display. You can also enable or disable notification content. And finally, you can also enable or disable the double tap to wake feature. Besides that, we can also change how the rear display looks like. You can either display a clock, you can also display a signature, you can write a custom message as a signature, or else you can select an image from the stock options or from your gallery. And while you're using your camera, you can also use it for a preview. Now when it comes to the functionalities of this rear display, whenever you get a call, you can answer or end the call directly from this rear display. If you answer it, your phone will turn on the speaker mode. While your phone is face down, you can also check out notifications. If it's a message, you can even see the first part of the message. While you're using the camera application, you can also enable a toggle to see the camera preview on the rear display. This might be pretty handy to take a selfie using the rear camera, just in case if you want a high quality selfie. Going on next, we can also change the resolution of this display. This phone has a maximum resolution of WQHD+, but obviously it consumes a bit more battery. You can switch to the Full HD Plus resolution and save some battery. We can also enable this toggle save battery with WQHD+, which automatically changes the display resolution depending upon what you're doing. Personally, I would just stick with WQHD+ for the best experience. Next, we have a brand new HARMAN KARDON mode. In sound settings, you can enable the HARMAN KARDON toggle for a certified pro audio experience. It definitely improves the audio experience, especially on the headset. Now back to the camera features once again. This phone has a dedicated 50 megapixel mode. Even though this phone has a 50 megapixel primary camera, by default it compresses the image using pixel binning concept. So for some reason, if you want a bigger 50 megapixel picture, then you can use this mode. Next, we have some new cinematic effects in the portrait mode. You can select this option to check out the cinematic filters. These are some sample shots. Going on next, we also have slow motion video recording. We can record slow-mo starting from 120 fps to all the way up to 1920 fps. Here's a quick sample footage. Going on next, we can also record 4K time-lapse videos on this phone. Here's a quick sample footage. By the way, your phone will definitely get pretty hot if you're recording a 4K time-lapse footage. Next, we have a new feature called movie effects with different types of effects. Starting off, we have the magic zoom. Even when the subject is moving far, the video adjusts the zoom and keeps the subject in focus. We also have slow shutter, time freeze, nighttime lapse, parallel world, which is just like a mirror effect. With that said, here's the sample footage. Next, we have a dedicated SUPERMOON mode. Just like the name suggests, it's a mode to take a better picture of the moon itself. Next, we have a new feature called MULTICAM mode. In this mode, we can record video directly from any of the two cameras. So that's from the 3 rear cameras and the front-facing camera. So you can select any of these 2 cameras and record video at the same time. Here's a sample footage. By the way, we can also record footage from both the front and rear cameras at the same time, just like dual video mode on many other phones. Next, we have Share Me, which was earlier called as MI Drop. Now this feature is just like Share It, but just for the Xiaomi phones to transfer files between Xiaomi phones or Wi-Fi. Next, we have Wi-Fi Assistant. Now mostly, this feature will be enabled by default. This feature automatically switches your Wi-Fi connection depending upon the connection speed and signal strength. If for some reason your Wi-Fi network is not working, or if the Wi-Fi connection is poor, mobile data is turned on automatically. Next, we have Traffic Mode. Once you enable this feature and select Extreme Mode only, the current application will have priority over the internet. To enable that, you need to go to the Wi-Fi settings. Let's say you're playing PUBG or any other game that needs internet, and if you want the best experience and you don't want any kind of lag because of other applications, just enable this feature and select Extreme Mode. Next, we have Secondary Space. Now, this feature allows you to create a secondary space on your phone. That means you'll be able to use a single phone as 2 different phones. In the secondary space, you can have completely different Google accounts, passwords, and different set of applications as well. It's a pretty cool feature, but personally I will recommend you not to use this feature as it can slow down your phone. If you have a flagship from Xiaomi, then you might consider, but most of the time, I'll recommend you not to use this feature. Going on next, we can also hide applications on this phone. You can do it directly from these settings, but this particular feature works only with the default launcher. Like if you install any third-party launcher, say like Nova Launcher, then you can still see those hidden applications. But as long as you're using the default home screen launcher, those applications will be hidden. Going on next, we can also record video on this phone in 4K resolution from the rear camera. Here's a quick sample footage. By the way, this phone also offers electronic image stabilization while recording video in 4K resolution, which is a pretty rare thing. Going on next, on this phone, we can also record video in 8K resolution. And here's a quick sample footage recorded in 8K resolution but downscaled to 1080p. Next, we have Vlog mode. Using this feature, we can record videos in different themes and produce them. Once you select a particular theme, you get the option to record short clips and then put them together, and this feature will automatically edit those clips in that particular theme and give you an amazing looking video. Here's a quick sample. Next, we have Steady Video. By default, the footage that you get from this phone is already stabilized. But for some reason, if you want further stabilization, you can turn on Steady Video mode. In this mode, footage is cropped a bit more, but you'll get a much more stable footage. Here's a quick video sample. Next, we have Steady Pro mode. This is just like the Steady Video mode, but this feature uses the wide-angle camera, so you get a much more stable footage from the wide-angle camera. This is the sample footage. Next, we have a brand new control center which looks pretty similar to iOS, and you can enable it from the display settings. Once you enable it, you can swipe from the right side corner for the control center or the notification toggles, and you can swipe from the left side for the regular notifications. Yes, it's copied, but who cares? It's really nice.
So that's the end of Mi 11 Ultra Best Features Part 1. For part 2, link will be in the description. Do check it out.
Now, if you're planning to buy this phone, please use the link in the description. It always helps the channel. And if you want us to make any specific video, tweet out to us with the hashtag AskGreedyTech on Twitter and we will try to make it as soon as possible. I'm Nikhil from GreedyTech signing off. Have a nice day.